what is? I mean, I'm sure you know well because you were kind of ensconced in the academic world within the States. Is it similar to what's going on kind of in Europe in terms of kind of academia? I mean, is there this kind of rise in adjunct labor pools and kind of labor?
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm curious because I don't know anything about kind of how it's functioning in Europe. But, I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, yes-ish, like in the sense
yeah,
that on the one hand, the this tendency of hiring, let's say, adjunct or contingent faculty has kind of been around even longer in Europe in the sense that they have this really, instead of the classic tenure system, a lot
yeah,
of the countries, especially the Nordic countries of Germany, the Netherlands earlier, and a lot of other countries around here, have this really sharp line of distinction between a professor and a lecturer
right,
or reader or whatever.
right.
And lecturers were hired usually on contract or kept for a couple of years,
Like for like
maybe
5 years or something, right?
Exactly. They can be for very short periods or for longer periods.
Yeah,
And in some places, it's even possible to get a permanent position at a lecturer level, but you're not a professor, and that distinction is.
and it's
very
like
clearly
you
made.
are not a professor. Yeah,
Right, and it means, among other things, you can't supervise PhDs.
okay.
The pay scale
The
is
pay is
substantially
different, I assume. Yeah,
exactly, benefits, etc. Like, there's a lot of things that are quite
yeah,
different, if not
yeah,
at that professor level.
yeah.
And more and more, the
But are
European
lecturers?
universities
But
have
are
had
like?
that for a while.
But are lecturers like paid at least like living wages?
Yeah, that's right.
Say again. Hold on. You just. Hello. Hey, can you hear me?
One sec. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are lecturers at least paid a living wage? Oh no. Hold on. Let's see. Oh God, what's going on? Yeah. Hold on. Let's try. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you better now. The image is not great, but there we go. It's resolved.
Oh, there it is.
That
Yeah.
seems to be working now. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I was
Normal?
just curious if lecturers were kind of at least paid a living wage.
Yeah, and they are. It's at least that kind of, like, the basic minimum is there. And I would say one of the advantages in a lot of the countries, and like the Netherlands is one of them, universities and instructors are mostly unionized, or they belong to some sort of a government employee union. So the sort of the minimum levels are still much more humane, I think, than what's being shoveled out to contingent faculty in North America. And they do tend to be kind of taken on for a more substantial period, I find here, like for a year or for like a guaranteed certain number of courses or whatever.
Right.
Rather than just like, can you drop in and cover a course?
Yeah.
On the other hand, one thing that does happen a lot, especially in Europe where the distances are much shorter, is that it's very common for one instructor to have like a 40% position in one place, a 20% 20% positions somewhere else, and another 40%, like totally not out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So that can also, you can imagine how that impacts, quality of life and so on. But it's a potential solution, One thing that we have been seeing a lot here, and this is not just in the Netherlands, although it's becoming sort of a point of, like a hub for this, is that the sort of the neoliberalization or the introduction of neoliberal management logics, especially corporate management logics, into university management is very much to be seen all over the place.
Ooh.
And it's really advanced in the UK, less so, but still kind of going in that direction in the Netherlands, where you're seeing the kind of quantification of performance, and that kind of a thing, and a certain set of sort of top-down corporate management that functions well for certain disciplines, like generally the physical sciences do well under that regimen, but the humanities never do. Sciences rarely do.
So does that mean that you're also seeing like a bloating of administration too? Then is that okay?
Huge, I've noticed that going on in the States as well, and Canada. And the same thing certainly is going on here. And for that, actually, what I've been hearing just recently is that among the various EU countries, the Netherlands actually is quite high on the list of administrative bloat, in the sense that they have like 6 different pay scale levels for just admin, which is apparently
yeah.
any other university system within the EU.
Yeah. No, it's wow, that's disheartening to hear. because like the view from here, I think, very much for me is like it's a sinking ship. Like I really feel like it is now becoming a moral and an ethical choice as to whether to tie yourself to those models and work, it's always the activist question, which is like, how do you affect change, or how do you, but in the face of what you rightly so point out is like neoliberal corporate logics, like in the face of those logics, there is no burrowing into them and making them into something that's worth saving, in that way. Like, I don't think that they're somewhat impervious unless the model is shown to fail, right? Yeah. Or to fail specific stakeholders who control purse strings, like
have the power to make those changes.
Exactly,
exactly.
Like those. Yeah, certainly. So it becomes this. To me, it starts to become a kind of like a moral and ethical choice. To just put it bluntly, I think it's no longer a kind of like, do we survive by the skin of our teeth? It becomes like what are we tying ourselves to?